हो सर.
So very good evening to all of you. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, District Latur in Maharashtra, is organized a World Record Series 2. Today is 172nd day of the long series, and the keynote speaker for today's session is with us Honorable Dr. Arun Kumar Sawarkar sir. So first of all, I welcome to you sir for the dais.
Thank you, sir.
I welcome the chief organizer of the series, Principal of Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, Honorable M.M. Bedkar sir. I welcome the colleagues from my college, Dr. Sanjay Kale sir, Dr. Anita Dhole madam, Honorable Praveen Woodge sir, and lastly, heartily welcome all those dear participants. The topic for today's presentation is Honeybee, Human and Nature. Now this topic is going to present, as I have mentioned, Honorable Dr. Arun Kumar sir,
Okay.
who is an assistant professor in the Department of Zoology, also the head of the Department of the Zoology, B.P.Arts, S.M.A. Science, and K.K.C. Commerce College from Chalisgaon. So with this brief introduction, now I request Dr. Sawarkar sir, please start your presentation on today's topic, Honeybee, Human and Nature. You are most welcome sir, please.
Thank you very much, sir. My PPT is visible, sir?
Yes sir, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And the Honorable Principal, that Dr. Bedkar, sir, from Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, District Latur. First of all, thank you very much, sir, that you continued that World Record Series a second and give me the good opportunity for me to interact with the other members, bee lovers, researchers, students, even though the teachers also, about the honeybees here. Because that honeybees, one of the life member of our that human beings here, that point is very important. Because that honeybees has two different importance in our life. One is related to the sweet honey, and second one that her bite. Basically, that sweet honey has great demand overall the world, overall the globe here. That honeybees has the importance related to the human beings. That point is important. But along with that, the human and the honeybees has a somewhat interaction to that of the nature also. That we conclude here in the topic that the honeybees, human and the nature here. First of all, when we say that the honeybees are the pollinating agents here, it means that they visit the number of the flowers, collect the pollen grains as well as the nectar from that of the flowers here. But during the visiting to that of the flowers, they set the seed as well as the fruits also. It means that has the agriculture important to related to the productivity here. Here, two different type of the pollinating agents which are observed globally here. One is the abiotic factors in the form of the water or even though the wind here. While another, the biotic factors, the different animals which are introduced as the pollinating agents. In this chart, if you focused here, the bees, flies, bats, wasps, beetles, birds, as well as the butterflies, these are the different type of the insect that pollinators. Basically, if you observe that around more than 80% that pollination which is carried by the insects here. Among that insects, the bees whose contribution is more than the 73%. It means that as a good pollinator, even though we say that the best pollinator for the agriculture field, the bees are very important thing here. The pollinated products, especially in case of the India, especially the fruits, nuts, vegetables, fiber crops and oil seeds where they pollinated properly here. Now, when we move one of the good example of why that honeybees are important here as a pollinating agent. You know about that strawberries here. that strawberries were visited on that flowers visited around 108 insect species here. A single flower here supposed to be. About the contribution among the 108 insects, 63% per contribution carried by the honeybees here. One of the that species of the honeybee, that name is the Apis cerana indica, that is a domesticated bee whose comprise or whose contribution to pollinate such type of the strawberry flowers around the or more than the 80% flowers here. It shows that if you observe that the one flower for their proper pollination, it takes around 15 to 20 bees related to the proper pollinations here for the strawberry fruit flies. It shows that how that importance of the honeybees in our nature, in our agriculture, or even the human beings here. This is the scenario about the honeybee history here. In the Cretaceous period, that wasp or the solitary bees, we say that, which are observed or which are evolved, we say that here. And from that solitary bees, they transform or evaluated as the that colonial that bees here. That one of the member that the honey bees here. Here, some of the remnants or we say that paintings which are observed around the 15 to 20,000 that years ago. These are the caves of the spider which are observed in the that Valencia, Spain here. And one of the that lady which able to collect that honey from that the comb which is present at the that high elevations here. Next, that painting which is observed in the Egyptians that period are around 15 to 17,000 years ago. Here you can observe that paintings where a man who contribute their force for culture of that bees here. It means that the apiculture at that time which is observed here for the collection of the that beeswax as well as the honey, which as the main ingredient as a food here in that period here. This is the historical view we say that here. When we focus the worldwide apiculture industry here, the first of all the number of the beehives which are present in different countries here. The India who contribute the number one here that contribute around 12,247.33 into 1,000 that colonies are still present in India. The second number related to the China here. But as the productivity of the honey in the global that says that the India whose number around 7 to 8 here. And the first number goes to the China around 4,44,103 metric ton that honey which is produced by the China. What about the India? The number of the bee colonies are higher or the highest, but honey production which is very low and whose number around 7 to 8 in position here. Here, the contribution of the India globally when we say that 3.5%, while China around 28% that contributions related to the production of the honey here. After that, when we move toward the different type of the bees, in India, normally three different type of the apis that the bees are present here. One is the Apis cerana indica, basically known as the Indian bee. Second one, Apis dorsata, wild bee, we say that here. And third is the Apis florea, that the little bee here. These are the two wild bees in the form of the Apis dorsata and second one, Apis florea here. That the construction or their combs which are present at the high elevations just related that they are old and large that trees, even though they are present, the combs are present in the water tanks here also. This is the largest bee and the total number of the workers whose range around 60,000 to 1 lakh workers are present in a single colony. Here the single large comb which is present here. In our language that Agya Mohor we say that here or we say that the rock bee here. Here they produce around 27 to 40 kilogram honey per comb per colony here. After that, the next colony, that name is the Apis florea colony here. Here, the little bee, as per the size and the shape of that bees, which also known as the red dwarf bee, which are observed in the bushy places here, and the members or the worker bees which are observed 800 to 3000 individuals are present. The collection of the honey 300 to 800 gram honey per hive per year here, and which is popular for the medical properties related to the honey here. After that, the wild bees moves toward the domesticated bees, and overall the India, the two bees are which are very important for the agriculture productivity. One is the Apis cerana indica, basically known as the Indian bee here. Here in Marathi, we see the Sateri bee here because the 7 combs are present in that bees here, which is medium-sized bees. Look at that, the pattern of that bee. Here, 2000 to 15,000 worker bees are present in a colony here, and it's about the 6 to 8 kilogram honey per colony per year, and which is very popular as the pollination rate which is higher here. The second bee, that name is the Apis mellifera, which is the another domesticated bee, which is basically known as the Italian bee or the European bee here, which is not the native of our India here. Here, which also popular, especially the northern region and the southern region. Here, it is also same looks like to that of the that Apis cerana indica, but slightly larger here. The colony, which also consists of the 7 to 8 parallel that combs, as look like to that of the Apis cerana indica here, and the number of the members which are higher here, 30,000 to 1 lakh individuals or the worker bees are present in a single colony here. As the number which is higher, the pollination rate which is higher. As the pollination rate which is higher, the collection of the honey or the honey production which is also higher here, around 25 to 60 kilogram honey per colony per year, which is produced by that Apis mellifera colony here. The one of the record around that 181 that kg honey per colony per year, which is collected by the Apis mellifera also. After the introduction of that four that bees to wild bees and to domesticated bees, all that four bees which are associated with the Apis species that. But another domesticated non-Apis bee, basically known as the dammer bee or the stingless bee, also observed, especially which is Meliponi culture. That point is very important, and culture especially in the Tamil Nadu and the Kerala here. That two species basically known as the Melipona and the Trigona, which are observed overall the globe, especially in India here. Here the colony size which is very small, and that colony which is formed by the resinous wax material as well as mud material, and they construct such type of the comb which is observed in that image here. How many individuals are present or the worker bees? Around 100 to 1500 individuals are present, and very small amount of the honey which is produced by these bees here, around 300 to 1200 gram or 1.2 kg that honey which is produced here. That honey whose taste which is somewhat the bitter but has the high medicinal value as compared to the other bees whose cost of the honey around 600 kg here, but that honey which is produced from the dammer bees around 1200 rupees per kg, we say that here that honeybees, especially the dammer bees, visit to the that flowers which are the which have smaller size. We say that here. It means that spices cultivations observed in the Tamil Nadu as well as the Kerala, that bees which are very effective for their pollinations here. After that, the next one, how the colony which is observed here. That colony, when we say that it may be the single that comb or the multiple combs are present, their base which is related or attached to that of the branches of the trees here. It means that foundation or the base of that comb which is opposite to that of gravitations here. Here this is the comb, and at the topmost portion of that comb, basically we say that the comb foundation which hangs vertically here, and that comb which has the two sides here. It means that totally formed by the wax, beeswax we say that here, and two different portions are present, and all of here the hexagonal cells which are covered here. Here, when we say that the structure of that colony, the different regions are present here. Three different regions which are contributed in the colony. The first topmost region which is closely associated to the comb foundation, that is the honey region. Honey region, it means that only that the cells, only that hexagonal cells where the honey which is stored, and that honey which is very important for the food to that of the bees here. Second, just below to that of the region, honey region, the pollen region also present. It means that when the that members or the worker bees visited to the number of the flowers, they collect the pollen grains here and store in the pollen cells, and that region basically known as the pollen region. Just below to that of this, another largest region is present, that is the brood region. And brood, it means that the different developmental stages are present in that colony here in the form of the immature stages, that is the eggs, larva, and the pupa here. While the mature stages also present in the form of the worker bees, drone bees, as well as the queen bees here, and associated cells in the form of the worker cells, drone cells, as well as lower part of that comb where the largest cylindrical queen cells also present here. Okay. Now, after that, the next portion of the colony, it means that the life cycle here. That life cycle which consists of that four different stages as the egg, which is vertically arranged. Next one, the circular, somewhat the C-shaped larvae are present, and pupal stages, that is the third stage, non-feeding stage we say that here, and after that the adults here. The adults where three castes are present, the smallest in the form of the worker bees, middle size, the drone bees which are observed seasonally in the colony, and the largest that size bee that basically known as the queen bee here, and main controller of that colony carried by the queen here. After that, look at that the next images where the worker cells and the drone cells are present. How can we observe the worker cells and the drone cells? Because their shape and the size generally same here. But worker cell whose capping which is a flat here, while drone cells whose capping, wax capping which is a dome shape, we say that here. Okay. After that, the queen cells we know about, which is the largest cell, which is located at the terminal portion of the comb here, which is cylindrical here, where the development of the queen which is observed here. This is the part of the what we say is that the colony here, where the different parts of the colony we can observe here, as well as different stages in the form of the caste, that is the worker bees, drone bees, as well as the queen bee, which is observed here. After moves toward the apiary products here, different apiary products which are produced by the honeybees here in the form of the honey, beeswax, then the propolis, royal jelly, as well as the pollen grains here, and which are very important for the human beings here. After that, moves toward the human beings, how that honeybees which are correlate here. First of all, the honey. We know about that when the honeybees, especially the worker bees, visited to the number of the flowers, they collect the pollen grains as well as the nectar, that is the sugary syrup here. That sugary syrup enters or easily fed, and it moves and stored into the alimentary canal of that worker bees, especially the stomach region, that also known as the crop or even though the honey stomach here, where certain enzymes as the invertase and another enzymes also mix in that sugary syrup and were converted after out into the honey here. But another thing is that not only they collected the nectar from the different type of the flowers after visiting here and form the or prepare the honey, but that worker bees also visited to such a type of the bugs also, scaly bugs or scaly insect, where that scaly bugs or the hemipterans at the abdominal region small tubes are present, and when they feed continuously to that of the number of the that plants and take the sap, plant sap, they eject or exclude the sugary syrup through the abdominal tubes here, and that sugary syrup basically known as the honeydew. That honeydew also collected by the worker bees, and that sugary syrup collected from the different flowers in the form of the nectar, that also collected here. It means that honey, it is not only originated from the flower, but also originated from the different type of the that bugs when the worker bees visited and collect the honeydews here. Okay, these are certain that ingredients or the components, that is major ingredients or the component, and where that sugar that content which is higher. around 60, more than 60% that concentration in the honey in the form of the sugar here. Maybe it is variable as per the flower, as per the different environmental region, or even to the agriculture field, that variation of the sugar content which is varied here. Here the honey which is acidic in nature and whose pH around 3.7 to 4.5 that pH here. What is the importance of the honey in our daily life here? We know about that, which is the nutritious food, which is high rich in the energy as well as the vitamins. It has the antifungal and the antibacterial that properties here, and which has tremendous that importance in our daily life here, as well as which acts as a medicine here, which acts as a laxative as well as the prevents cold, cough, and the fever also. It improving the eyesight, weight loss, curing the urinary tract also, that urinary tract problems or any type of the disorders also cured by the honey also. Nausea, dizziness, that diarrhea, asthma, which are easily cured by the honey here. It is used in the religious ceremonies. We know about that, the small bottle which is observed in our that religious, that in the small temples also. It goes in the making of the alcohol beverages as well as used in the cosmetic, as well as any that ingredients which are especially with the cakes, where the honey that ingredient which take the very important positions there. At the lower positions, what we say, the different products which are carried are prepared by the honeys here. After the honey, that honey consumption in the world, that point also the important. Here, so many that countries which use that honey in, which acts as a food in a daily life here. That the honey consumption per day per capita, which is observed in that chart diagram in the grams here. The first position, that the Central African Republic here, who takes the per capita per day, who takes around 9.62 gram honey, which is consumed by that per person in that region here. It means that overall look here, 3.5 to 1.2 kg per year per head consumed by that per head in that Central African Republic and that people here. What about the India here? In India, the per capita around 0.14, that it means that around 0.14 gram that per day consumed by the per people in India. Overall, that year we say that 51 gram per head per year, which is consumed by the India people here. That is the variations how we can use the main ingredient as a food, that of the honey here. After that, when we observe that the honey, the 100 gram of the honey, how many calories which are present? Around 304 calories which is given by the 100 gram of the honey. At the another side, the calories per 100 grams were different, that vegetables or even the fruits which are the main ingredients in our life in the form of the eggs as well as the milk. Boiled egg, two boiled egg which carries around 143 calorie energy, which is given here. Milk 42, and remaining other are the fruits here. Look at that here. If we take the one side, that fruits as well as main ingredients in daily life, and one side the 100 gram of the honeys, whose carries around 304 calories here. If you vary the cost, vary their productivity also. After that, the next point, after the that honey, the beeswax here, whose cost which is ultimately double to that of the that honey is here. If supposed to be 600 rupees per kg, that honey which is available in the market, around 1000 to 1200 that rupees per kg cost is of the beeswax here. This is the image is of the bees, especially the worker bees, whose ventral portion or ventral, that abdominal region which is observed, and where the bees glands, the beeswax glands are present at the number or segment, that the fourth, fifth, sixth, and the seventh segment always remains in the pair here. It shows that there are four pairs of the wax glands are present at the lower side or ventral side to that of the worker bees here. That small scales of that, what we say, that the wax which are collected by the mandibles, and they use for the construction of the comb also. The basic compositions of the beeswax that the ester who carries about more than 67 percentage and remaining are the hydrocarbons, free acids as well as alcohols and other ingredients also present around 6% here. What is the importance of their beeswax here? Everywhere there's beeswax which is important. From cosmetics different ink productions or manufacturers of the candles, polishes, the wax, crayons, everything their beeswax has the main importance here. Even though in the zoology the microtonic preparation as a lubricant that beeswax which also be used here. Okay. After that, when we move toward the next that product in the form of the royal jelly. Royal jelly basically as per the name which is only given up to overall the life to the queen bees here. While after the hatching of the eggs, first 4 to 5 days, all the larvae which is fed by the worker bees here. Here that royal jelly also secreted by the worker bees. The first 7 days of the worker bees of their life who able to secrete that royal jelly, and that royal jelly which is secreted by the salivary glands present in the head region as well as the thoracic regions here. It means that head salivary gland and the thoracic salivary gland who able to secrete the royal jelly by the worker bees here. That royal jelly which has a different importance also as per their compositions here. The water content as well as the protein, sugar, fat and the vitamins and small amount of the amino acids as well as salts also present in the royal jelly here. What is the importance of the or the is of the royal jelly here? It stimulates the regular growth and the development here. Those are products which are basically which is the imported products here, where the royal jelly which is the main ingredients here, which strengthen and activates the metabolic processes also, as has the ability to affect, especially are important in the to remove or to release to minimize the aging also. Here, the effective that royal jelly against the various diseases as the asthma, liver diseases, pancreatitis, sleep troubles, stomach ulcers, kidney diseases, bone fractures, baldness, skin disorders, high cholesterol that may be cured at particular level by the royal jelly here. These are the certain products where the royal jelly, which is the main ingredients here, and which are very costly here. After that, the third one moves toward the bee venom. We know about that. The bee venom also secreted, we say that, or ejected by the worker bees here when she feels in the defensive mechanism here. These are the certain components or the ingredients which are present in the bee venom. Around one more than 120 that chemicals which are present in the bee venom. The main ingredient is the melittin, apamine. These are the peptides and small amounts of the enzymes also present in the form of the hyaluronidase as well as the phosphatase that A2 here. That bee venom also used in many cases here, especially in medical sector as well as even the cosmetics where the bee venom has the great value here. It is used to treat the rheumatitis, Sandivat Asapan Mantoitara, that painful disease of the muscles as well as the joint. Arthritis, you know about that here. Neurosis, that brain problems or brain diseases, hypertensions, even to the migraines, that bee venom, which is effectively that important here. Even though the certain eye diseases like inflammations of the cornea, iritic or the inflammation of the iris where the effective is the bee venom here. You know about the apitherapy where which can be used against the rheumatitis or the even though the arthritis also, which is very important and which carried from the last decades here. It is also used against the skin diseases of the face here. In the market, the different products also available where the bee venom as the main ingredients here. After that, the next and the fifth product in the form of the bee pollen. When the worker bees visited to the thousands of the flowers here, they collect also the pollen grains and store in the that pollen regions here. During feeding to the brood that are the different developmental stages of that bees, they take the pollen grains as well as the pollen what we say that honey and prepare the what we say that the bee bread here and feed to the all the larval forms here. That bee pollens, which has a different ingredients in the form of the sugars, protein, different carbohydrates, amino acids, lipids, vitamins also here. Here has also the important which as a good energizers, appetizers as well as general stimulators here. It improves the eyesight in the children as well as adults, and so many that uses which are available which can be used here, that is creating of the prostate glands as the big problem related to the human beings, especially the males here. Then the increase the hemoglobin percentage in the blood also. It is useful in lowering the blood pressure. It helps alleviate the heart and the blood vessels diseases also, and it is also used in the cosmetic preparations also. Here, these are the different products which are available in the market here. And the last product, that the apari product, that is the propolis. Propolis, it means that the when they prepare the comb, we say the comb foundation, they collect the resinous material from the resinous plants here. Just we say that dink or the gums, we say that here. That resinous material when collected and form or prepare the foundation of that comb, which has the great value here. Here, different resins also present around 50 to 70%, oil and the waxes also present, pollen contents at small amount also present here. Has the importance in also the medicinal, dental science, or even the cosmetic also, which use as an ointment which prevent a radiation of the skin reactions. It is used for embedding the already killed insects to prevent the putrefactions also. It has inhibiting the effect on the growth of the virus in the plants also, which is used in the veterinary products, especially preparation of the veterinary products, varnishes, or even the cosmetic also. And a dietary supplement which acts as a main ingredient, that also the use in the form of the propolis here. One side, the small balls are available, which are the propolis. Even the Colgate and number of the paste also, that propolis as the main ingredients also. Okay. After that, moves toward the nature here. How that honeybees which is interacted to the human beings and has a connection to that of the that nature also. In the nature, that forest area and the agriculture field which is important, we get something here in the form of the different products here. That honeybees also visited to the number of the agriculture farms here. And these are the listed here, not only the 21, around thousands of the different agriculture that crop where honeybees are visited and increases the number of that, increases their production in a percentage here. When the visited, suppose this is the one of the example that the onion, when the bees which are visited to the onion crops, spread the seeds as well as the fruits here. Here, percentage of the onion product which is increases around 179 that percentage here. If you observe that sunflower, whose number is the 6 here, the 675 that percentile which is increased only by the honeybees here. It means that how that honeybees are important for the nature, for the agriculture field, or even for the human beings here. The different that crops in the form of the vegetables, oil seed crops, pulse crops, fruit crops, forage crops, even though the plantation crops, we say that horticulture, where they visited that honeybees which are visited and increases in multiple that crop productivity here. After that, day by day, the honeybees whose population which is declined. So many reasons behind that decline the population of that honeybees here. Here, as per the report of the Galai, in the year 2009, around 40% or even the more that honeybees whose population which is declined, which are disappear in many regions here. Here, some of the reasons of that honeybee population which is declined, especially use of the pesticide, different pesticides which can be used by the farmers in the agriculture field here. Deforestation, industrialization, and the urbanization, that three main sectors where there the flowering regions that completely vanish here. Here, the monoculture, it means that continuous or repetition of that crops in the agriculture field. This also affect the honeybee population. Lack of awareness because many areas we can remove that colonies of the honeybees here. Infestation by the diseases and the predators, certain infection which is carried by the honeybees here. Many predators also attack here, especially that bee eaters. So many that animals which also attack on the honeybees, due to which their colony which is completely vanish here. Pollution, that factor also important here, due to which the members or even the colonies which also minimize here. Even though the mobile tower radiation which also affect the colony population which is declined here, or even though disappeared in that region here. After that, the one of the important thing in our nations here, the Ministry of the Agriculture and the Farmer Welfare, who prepare and launch the National Beekeeping and the Honey Mission in the year 2020 here. That NBB, National Bee Board, IRI, Indian Agriculture Research here, even though the KVIC that completely prepared a big project around that honeybees here. Here, especially, we see that National Beekeeping and the Honey Mission, and that product which is launched in the year 2020, prepared in the 2019 here, and that product which is completed within the 3 years, which has the main aim to accelerate it, to increase the productivity of the honey, which has the good quality here, as well as other related products are also used extensively in different sectors like pharmaceuticals, food, beverage, beauty, and the others also. Here, the main purpose is of the sweet revolutions. We say that here, not only increase the quantity of that or increase the that honey productivity globally here, but along with that, which has the importance in the agriculture, which has the importance in the horticulture, even though how to minimize the malnutritional value is related to the child's also. Here, so many importance is of the sweet revolutions here, and the world record related to the honey in case of the India is of that. In that, especially in the that one of the report is in the in the 2019, around 67,000 metric ton, which is productivity of the India related to the honey here, as the product which is launched in the form of the sweet revolutions, that productivity which is increases up to the 1.25 lakh metric tons here within the 3 years here. That is a group that great achievement is of the honey here. There are so many centers which are available or observed in the India here. That the Mahabaleshwar, Pune, KVIC, we say that Wardha, Jollikot, Nainital, Coimbatore, Kullu, so many that centers, training centers are available here in India here. Along with that, private centers also available, and so many diploma certificate course or 3 to 5 days that courses also available. How to collect, how to capture that honeybees, and how to maintain that honeybees in our premises also. After that, moves toward the next part, that is awareness here. What can we do related to the honeybees here? That create awareness about the honeybees and their importance among the students, teachers, bee lovers, researchers, even the farmers here. Here, the World Bee Day, which is celebrated every year in the May, that 20th May every year also. That celebrate the World Honeybee Day, or even though we say that National Honeybee Day every year on the third Saturday, August, in the month of the August every year. What can we do here? We can apply the tree plantation program in our premises, in our college, in our campus also. Arrange drawing or even painting competitions, poster and model exhibitions for the students also, or even the lectures also. Organize seminars, workshops, even the study visits or the study tour for the students in the field of the apiculture industry here, and arrange at least the one bee colony in our premises, our campus, our college, or even the related to that classes also. Here, the next and the last important thing is that in our daily diet, this is the dish is of the especially the daily diet. Here, the one third of our diet which is carried only by the honeybees here. We know about that. That is another image that the Albert Einstein who says that at that time, if the bee disappeared off the globe here, then man would be only have the 4 years of the life left here. It means that when the bees which are disappear, the man life around the 4 year from that region. It means that when the no more bees, no more pollination, no more plants, no more animals, and no more man also. That is last that awareness given from our sides here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for wonderful presentation. Now I request all participants, please, if you have any query regarding it, please come ahead and ask to Honorable Arun sir. Please welcome.
Yes, Sagar Kumar sir.
Yes, Vidyasagar sir. Please.
Yes, sir, please.
Vidyasagar sir, would you like to ask something?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Today's topic was the deforestation and the fruit diet system. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Continue.
Yeah. My query is what is the role of the common people regarding the government action of the government? Because the deforestation in the mangrove near Mumbai city and Kolkata, etc. Sir, and how can change our diet system? Like we are unable to change our diet pattern because we are habituated. According to the society and family members and what others say and what is the need basic instinct of the our human being is that is a different basic needs basic instinct is a different. So I can say that okay, have you got my query?
Yes, sir. The first point is that, especially in the Mumbai region or the metropolitan cities, where the deforestation that a big issue here, industrialization or even though the urbanization that is a big issue here. What can we do here in that regions here? Here the gardens are present, no doubt. Point one here. Even though in the terraced region, our terraced, where we can put one or more boxes here. So many regions where in the terraced region, number of the boxes which are launched or placed here for the increase the pollination rate of that bees here, or even though increase the productivity of such type of the products here. Point one here. Here, in that regions, the big issue is of the industrialization, deforestation, or even though we say that what we say that the urbanization. Especially, we can put the number of the colonies where the what we say that the space which is minimized or lower, and in that region we can apply that honeybee colonies here. Point one here. That apiculture or the beekeeper industry, there is no any want to space here. उनके लिए कोई ज्यादा जगह की जरूरत नहीं है. कहीं पर भी अपन वहां पर जगह मतलब कहीं पर भी अपन पुटअप कर सकते हो कॉलोनीज. ठीक है. कहीं खेत की जरूरत नहीं. देयर इज नो एनी नीड ऑफ द एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड हियर. that honeybees, when visited to the flowers, that when we say the distance here, where the colony which is present, and they move and visited to the number of the flowers, that distance may be more than 1 kilometer. It may be 3 to 5 kilometers away from the colonies here. It means that when the deforestation area, industrial area, or even the urbanization where the flowering or the plantation which is lower in number here, they can move away from that region here to collect the nectar as well as the pollens here. There's no any bother, or which they can take the high risk to collect such type of the that collections here. That is a point to be clear. If I say that here. Second point is that what can we do here? Here, already discussed here in the terrace region, we can place one or more colonies here. Third point is that how can we adjust ourselves related to the food here? It means that when we say that already discussed here the number of the fruits as well as the vegetables at the one side and the 307 calories which are given from that what we say that honey is of the 100-gram honey, we can adjust ourselves also in our diet. We can use that honey also because honey has high nutritional value, medicinal value, and we can use that honey. But another slide which also used here that around only the 0.14 gram of the honey consumed by the Indian people per day here. When we increase that number, we has the a good impact on our health, good impact on the productivity of our nation also. This is the awareness program related to the data that we say that sweet revolution also. If I say that my conclusion is to be clear or not with this other sir or any questions?
Yeah, yeah. Very clear, sir. But another query is we are unable to change our diet system. We can change our religion. We can change our so many things, but we don't know what is the basic instinct of human being. This is my personal experience that diet system of human being is just equal to the monkeys and not different, but we are far deviated. What is the basic needs of the dieting system and the lifestyle, etc. And so much we have become so much luxurious. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. That is awareness related to the people's here that to be adapt our own self. That is very important thing here. Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Gayatri madam, I think you want to ask something. Please come.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hi, yes, sir. Vilas, sir.
Yes. Dr. Arun, sir, excellent presentation.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Very informative lecture. Can we prepare the short-term certificate course for on apiculture?
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Just we can arrange that such type of the certificate courses. It may be 1 month or the 2 month or even though the 3 months. Even though the number of that private institutes, even though the KVIC in each district place arrange such type of the training programs also. Okay,
yeah.
Which are related,
yeah.
which are given the train to the farmers, woman empowerment also, even though the bee lovers as well as just like the students or even though the teachers also. Even though the KVIC after the 7 days or 10 days program, they provide the honeybee boxes, especially 10 honeybee boxes with 50% subsidy.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Definitely, sir. At the college level, that point
Sir-
is very important.
Sir, my native place is Dhulia.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. I am from Jain College, Dhulia.
Jain College. Okay, okay.
Yes. Working as a principal at B. Raghunath College, Parbani.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, very much.
Now I request the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M.M. Bedkar, sir. Sir, please welcome and have some concluding words for today's session. Please welcome. Sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir, Bedkar, sir, and your colleagues also from that college. Thank you very much, sir, that you give the good chance for me to interact with the other members. Thank you very much. Definitely, sir. Just definitely. Just we are ready, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Now I move towards the vote of thanks. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, district. Today was 172nd day of the sale, and the topic was very significant, where we have seen the real love triangle of honeybee, human, and its nature. How these are mixed to one another, how this honeybee works. Honeybee, which is called a life member of our family, I say our extent. Honeybees are the pollinating agents in the field of agriculture. Really, sir, the lecture was very nice. You presented so nicely. You brought the whole history of the honeybees, how they are related to human beings and the nature also, where you detail explain about the honeybees, the types of the honeybees, structure of the colonies, life cycle of honey, then uses honey, then effective against number of diseases. Now these points in the lecture so nicely, sincerely, clearly. I mean, no points have left in your lecture, sir. You thoroughly explain all those details. So thank you very much on behalf of organizing members. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I thank the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M. Bedkar, sir. I thank the colleagues from my college, Dr. Sanjay Kale, sir, Dr. Anita Dole, madam, Dr. Kokne, sir, Vocational Supervisor Praveen Udge, sir, and all others. And lastly, I heartily thanks all those dear participants participate in the interaction. Thanks to you, sir, Vilas, and Sonu Kumar.